Welcome back to GMC Live Reviews. I'm Carl Froof, and we're live reviewing something that's very close to our hearts, the Kilimanjaro Project. And I'm with Sarah Scott, the lead and the initiator of this exciting project. And it's all about climate change. It's things that we try and look after for the future. Sarah, just tell us a little bit more about the Kilimanjaro Project and where it is now.
So the Kilimanjaro Project is a tree planting initiative. Well, it started as an art installation on the foothills of Kilimanjaro. We wanted to raise awareness around climate change and do this huge project on the mountain. But as we got more and more into it, we realized that awareness is not enough. You have to act. So we spun the whole project on its head to focus on tree planting around the mountain. Climate change is real. Deforestation has a great impact on the mountain and rainfall on the mountain. So we thought by planting millions of trees that we can combat climate change. So the project's been going for about a year and a half now. And this is our first planting season. We've planted we're in the process of planting 160,000 trees. And hopefully over the years we'll plant millions and millions more. Our campaign, as you can see the kanga behind us, is Tuja Pamoja. Let us come together, because the only way that we can look after the planet for future generations is if we come together to do it. So we believe in togetherness. We're working with local communities, government to help us to implement this project.
So we are close to the equator. We live in East Africa. This is places in the world where you can see that climate change is real.
Yeah.
The glaciers on Kilimanjaro are disappearing. The rainfall, the Kilimanjaro rainfall compared to the Arusha rainfall, where there are many more trees. These are things that local people pick up over the years.
Yeah.
And this is a place we know and expect that you would need trees, but we go out there and there's real climate change out there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there's a lot of will with the people of Kilimanjaro. They've been here, they are farming here, they see the change in weather over the years. So we have a lot of support from local community, because that's the only way that you're going to make it sustainable, right? Because to plant trees is easy, to grow trees is more challenging. So
to look after them.
Yeah, to look after them. So we want to really create tree growers as opposed to tree planters. So we have all sorts of mechanisms in place. I'll talk about that later, but mechanisms in place to make it more economically viable to keep a tree in the ground than to cut it down.
I mean, people in Africa and in East Africa want things that are functional. They want things that they can use later on. What trees are you planting? Where are you planting them at the moment?
So this is it is a challenge. We went back and forth between, do we just focus on indigenous trees and reforestation, or do we also look at economic beneficial trees? So we're doing a combination of, for sure. We're very careful about not doing invasive species, but species like fruit trees. Many fruit trees are not indigenous to Tanzania, but they create livelihoods and food for people. So that's one aspect that we're looking at. Something with value, and something that the communities want as well.
Perfect. So tell us, what is the long-term goal? How do people get involved? How do we get in touch with you? How do we get in contact? If anyone wants to get involved with the Kilimanjaro Project, how do we get a hold of you?
So you go to our website, thekilimanjaroproject.org, and there's all sorts of ways to get involved. As we get more and more into the project, we do crowdfunding, we're looking for sponsorship. So basically we've structured it as it's $1 gets one tree planted. So anyone can get involved. I mean, $1, it's such an easy entry point, right?
Or a safari company or a...
Yeah, so that's why we're here at the Kili Fair, actually, to kind of partner with these organizations.
Okay, so you as a direct client, someone coming on safari, can actually contribute to the sustainability and the amount of trees that we have in the Kilimanjaro region.
Absolutely, and I think there's a real opportunity to connect with climbing companies. Because imagine, like, Kilimanjaro has 35,000 people that climb it every year. Imagine each person just donated one tree. That's 35,000 trees, but many people would probably want to donate more than that. And I think there's an interesting model that we can look at, where you look at your airfare, you look at your carbon footprint of that airfare, your carbon footprint actually climbing the mountain, and then you recommend to people to actually give that back.
Offset that by climbing.
And we'll give you a certificate. So when you get your certificate when you climb, you'll also get your certificate with your trees that you planted at the end.
You're a carbon neutral traveler.
So exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
I think there's a lot of opportunity there.
Perfect. We're going to chat to Sarah a little bit after this to just indulge a little bit further into your project.
Yeah.
I'm Coral Fruit from GMC Live Reviews. We're live reviewing the Kilimanjaro Project, and we're chatting with Sarah Scott, the initiator and the lead of the Kilimanjaro Project. We'll chat to you soon.
Thank you.